Hello, everyone. Laura Freeman here with Artodigy, and we have a very special guest with us today, Donna Martin. Donna is our October Spotlight artist and will be leading a workshop with us. Donna Martin is a mixed media artist and workshop instructor who is influenced by her love of nature. She was born and raised in Colorado and grew up loving the natural environment and wild Rocky Mountains around her. It helped shape her as a person and as an artist. Donna uses a variety of different mediums for expressing herself, including mixed media, watercolors, and encaustic. Her work has been displayed through the Front Range and resides in private collections both nationally and internationally. Donna, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Well, I'm excited to get to know you more and to let our viewers get to know you as an artist and as a person. And so tell us more about yourself and your journey as an artist.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm a wife and a mom and now a grandmother. I go by Grammy or Mimi. So I have 8 grandkids already.
Wow.
So my journey as an artist started probably when I was a little kid. I was one of those kids that when back to school time came around, I couldn't wait to get the big box of crayons with all the colors. That was just the coolest thing. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But so carried those crayons around everywhere. And fast forward, life gets in the way. And I had kids when I was really young. And so art kind of got put to the side. But I think it was in 2000, I took a watercolor class and began to start getting back into art. But my teacher at that time, she was kind of a little bit of a rough instructor. And when I wasn't doing something right, I remember her coming over and she would grab the brush out of my hand and that's not how to do it. And
Oh,
so
no.
I almost quit painting at that time. And lucky for me, I found the best teacher in a different watercolor class and started doing that and really, really loved it. But also, kind of towards the end of 2010, I kind of felt boxed in by watercolors and I was really longing to do more. So 2011, I took a mixed media class and I was just hooked. I just loved it. And people started really connecting to the work, which really surprised me and thrilled me. So, and here I am. So that's kind of a little bit about that.
Awesome. I love it. And, I love hearing your story about how you came back to art. I think that's something that a lot of artists go through, a lot of women go through, kind of
Right.
putting it aside and then coming back to it.
Yep, I think so too.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that I personally resonate with because that's what happened to me as well.
Yes.
So, how has art impacted your life?
Oh, it's had a huge impact. And I may refer to my notes, but for me, it's given me a lot of healing through a lot of different difficulties in my life. And it's taught me a lot of lessons, patience and perseverance, um, acceptance. Because a lot of times you hear those negative voices in your head, well, that looks terrible. You're not an artist. You can't do that. But I mean, to really push through and keep going, it's been really healing. And it's, for me, it's a soft place to land when I'm having a really difficult time in my life. I always go back to art, and I feel like, I've always been really shy. So a lot of my words or my expression comes through in my art.
Absolutely. And I identify with that as well. I think that's beautifully put.
Thank you.
Well, what words of wisdom would you like to share with new or aspiring artists?
Oh, there's so many things. Let's see. I would say, first of all, have some grace for yourself. You know, um, we tend to compare ourselves and our art to everybody else out there, everybody on social media. Theirs looks great, mine looks like crap. It's all that negative self talk that we can get involved with and believe. And, you wouldn't talk to a friend like that. So I would say, don't talk to yourself like that. Talk to yourself as if you were talking to your very best friend, and just give yourself encouragement. Keep going no matter what. try to do a little bit of art every day if you can squeeze it in. And I know when you're at home and you have kids and you have homework and everything else going on, it's easy to put that aside. But if you can just get a little quiet time, even 10 minutes, to just sketch or paint or finger paint, whatever, give yourself time to do that and give yourself some grace.
That's wonderful advice. Absolutely. What message would you say that you try to send through your artwork?
I just would hope to connect with people on a emotional level, and just put joy and positivity out there. And hopefully people just love to see what I'm doing and connect with it. Maybe it gives them a sense of peace.
I love
That's what I
that.
hope.
I love your artwork.
Oh,
Every
thanks.
time I see it on social media, I instantly recognize it as yours. And
Oh,
I know
thank
you
you.
have a piece to show us today. And so, would you like to share that and tell us about your
Yeah.
workshop on Artodigy?
This is kind of the piece we're going to be doing. It may not be the exact same colors. I think I have other colors listed in the supply list, but you can use any color that resonates with you. We can make it work. And I hope you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of different supplies, because we can make things work. So this is kind of like an aspen tree, and it's got a lot of texture on it. I don't know if you can see it that good or not, and the leaves are all cut out. So we're going to be putting a lot of layers in the background using just papers you might have around, even newspapers, old book pages, scrapbook paper, anything you have. We're going to layer those, and we're going to use some stencils, and then we're going to use a bunch of paint and inks. And this is the really fun part, this tree. It's made of crackle paste, which is super fun to use. And it gives the tree really cool texture.
I'm excited because I have some crackle paste that's been sitting on my shelf
Oh,
for
good.
months, and I haven't known what to do with it. It was one of those impulse
Yeah.
buys. So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
so I'll give you some ideas for that too. And then
Great.
if you're going to take the workshop and you have time beforehand, if you have any scrap paper or book pages, anything like that, you can start cutting out some leaves, because it's really easy to do when you're sitting around watching TV or whatever at night. It's kind of relaxing. So to cut out these leaves, they're all different sizes. They're kind of fatter and rounder at the bottom, and then more pointed towards the top. So just have fun and just cut out a bunch of leaves, and we're going to use them on the second day if you want leaves on your tree. And you definitely don't have to, but if you want them, you can start cutting some out.
That's great. Okay, so the leaves that were on there, were those already that golden yellow color, or did you add paint to
I
those after
think
you?
I added paint to tint them. So
Okay,
if you have any gold or yellow paint, you can
okay,
tint some too. You can even do some in a green if you want. Because when the leaves start turning, some of them are still kind of green. So
okay.
yeah,
So maybe some scrap paper with some different colors on it first, let it
absolutely.
dry, and then cut out
Yeah.
your leaves. Okay,
Yep.
that sounds great.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, I know we've got the supply list that's up on the website so everybody can see what would be needed. But I love that, we can make do with what people have.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, so if they don't have crackle paste, is that like, what's the one thing that you're like, okay, if you don't have this, you need to get it?
I
Can
would
you
say probably the crackle
the
paste.
crackle paste? Okay.
Yeah.
And then everything else we could use scraps and
Yeah.
acrylic paints, right?
Acrylic paint. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great.
And if you have any stencils, that would be great too, because it really adds a lot of dimension to the background.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? Walmart has a great supply of stencils, and they are about the least expensive place that I found to get them.
Okay, great. I'll have to go check
So,
those out. Yeah.
yeah,
And do you have recommendations for picking out the stencils, something kind of more organic, or do you like to do a mix of different patterns?
I kind of like to do a mix. You know, that's the one. I think one of the questions you had is what's your art supply you can't live without. I am so addicted to stencils. It's like some women will buy a lot of shoes. That's how I am with stencils. It's really, I'm kind of ashamed of myself, but I just get in different moods and I think, well, I'm going to use this one today, or I'll layer them on top of each other so they don't look so contrived. So,
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how we're going to incorporate those and layer them in. I
yeah,
know
it'll be a lot of
it's
fun.
something I haven't done a lot of, so I'm looking forward to
Oh,
that.
awesome. Good.
Fantastic. Okay, let me see if I had any other questions on here. Oh, we just talked about your favorite painting tool or supply. And where can people find you on social media and your website?
Okay. My website is dmartinfineart.com. I had to write these down so I would know. On Instagram, it's Donna Martin Fine Art. And then on Facebook, it's Donna L. Martin Fine Art.
Okay, awesome. And I'll put those links in the description along with also your link for the workshop. So if anybody wants to sign up for the workshop, they can find that link in the description. And
Perfect.
the workshop is going to be, let me double check the dates because I don't want to say the wrong date, um, October 11th and 12th through the Artodigy membership. And so it's a live streamed workshop, and people can ask questions and paint along in real time, and so that's a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. Um,
Right.
is there
And
anything else you'd like to add?
I think the good thing about your workshops is that they're recorded. So if people can't paint along live, they can go back and watch the recording. I've had some people ask me about that, and I think that's a really big advantage of what you have to offer.
Absolutely, yes. So if you're watching this video after the fact, if it's after October and you still want to learn from Donna, then you can still find that recording in the Artodigy library. So yes, good point.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up and reminding me.
Sure, that's one thing I love about your workshops.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited, and thank you so much, Donna, for agreeing to teach this workshop. I just feel so blessed that we
Oh,
get to learn from you and learn your techniques and how you bring all your skills together and make these beautiful paintings.
well, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you. And I know that we're going to continue to learn more words of wisdom and through your workshop and see the beauty of how, self-acceptance, like you had said, and grace and those sorts of things come about. And
Yeah,
I'm really,
thank you.
I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you so, so much.
Yeah,
And if you all have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and Donna or I will get back to you and answer those questions.
yep. Thank you, Lara.
All right. Bye, everyone. See you soon.